Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for Championship preview and predictions. Round 35. I quite like this time of the week on a 3-game week because it means we've kind of got all the way through and we can relax a little bit now and get ready for the weekend's action. Of course, in a 3-game week, we don't tend to get Friday night game. That's a Premier League game on TV tonight, Southampton and Norwich. So it's all go tomorrow in the Championship, and we are going to be looking at each and every game. We do have West Brom on TV on Monday night again. That hasn't gone so well the last few times we've had them on TV, but there we go. We're going to predict every single team, how you think this is going to go. You're going to help me out in the chat as well by saying home, away, or draw. I will yell those words in varying states of excitement. Let's set a target here. Can we get 100 likes? Hit that like button. I can see already 12 have come up there. So hit that like button during the show. See if we can get over 100. It's been happening fairly regularly down to you lot. You're all excellent. Let's get into this. Let's say some hellos. Callum, Chris, Ewan, Ant's on his way. And don't go anywhere near Albania, buddy. Just stay where you are at the moment. I think we all agree with that. And here, welcome. Humpty, Eugene, Justin, Alex, Matt, look at that, dearie me. Jamie, James, David, Andrew, Toby, Mr. E, David, I'm getting higher every time, Colm, Solid Pope, MG Chef, Jimmy. Hi, everybody in the chat. Hit that like button, get involved in the predictions. As ever, we are partnered with Betfair and Football 365. Football 365 is the home of the fabled Championship predictor. Doesn't look like they're talking to Betfair today. I think we might have another glitch in the matrix on the prediction, but I will get you the odds for each of the predictions I make. It's just a bit of fun. Remember, please gamble responsibly. BeGambleAware.org, 18 plus only. Only bet what you can afford. Your games are ticking along the bottom. We have 12 to talk about. Touch wood, no postponements yet. This week, we don't tend to go around without one, do we? For whatever reason, Omicron, Storm Eunice. But our first game, as ever, we're going to work from the top all the way down. Our first game is Cardiff versus Fulham. Get your predictions in, guys. Cardiff, draw, Fulham. You know how this works. Cardiff, draw, or Fulham. While you're doing that, let me just say thank you to the Donovan brothers, who I hadn't mentioned. The Donovans, they will be telling me off, bless them. They sponsor our preview show in memory of the Dad Dennis and Brother Mike, both sorely missed, cheering on Millwall from above. The Donovans got involved over on Patreon. Apologies for missing that out in the intro. Where were we? Cardiff draw, Fulham. Cardiff draw or Fulham. Fulham moving. Well, they had a defeat, didn't they, against Huddersfield? I was at their game in midweek and they beat Peterborough fairly without too much challenge from the posh. It has to be said. They're 9 points clear of second, 11 points clear. We're in that moment now where Fulham, if they pretty much have a nice 4 or 5 games and, they've got 10 points from the last 5. They get 10 points from the next 5. It's going to be 77 with 9 games to go. And it's pretty much done, isn't it? It would take a cataclysmic run from Fulham that would have to start about now as well for anyone to even catch up as well. So Fulham very, very close in my estimations. Well done, Mitrovic as well. 33 goals. He is the Championship record goal scorer. For Cardiff, yeah, I wonder whether they're going to be heading to the beach fairly soon, Cardiff. It's got that sort of feel about it. End of season, manager working towards bringing young players in and all of that good stuff. So, yeah, we'll see how Cardiff does indeed transpire. Cardiff draw, Fulham. Cardiff draw or Fulham. Let's have a look and see if we got some predictions in here. Where are we starting here? How about there? Fulham draw. Fulham draw. Fulham away. Fulham. As you can imagine, we're fairly heavily on Fulham in this one. Apologies if we're having any trouble with connectivity. Typically, right at the time, it's been fine all day. Don't feel the need to comment on it in the chat. It won't make any difference. It won't make it any better. I need to give you my prediction and hopefully get off this screen and the internet will clear itself up around here. Away! I think we've got to go with Fulham. I suspect they will be finding their way on to the home straight, won't they? Fulham, if we head over to the predictor game. Do you know what? I'm going to go for it this week. I'm in, I don't know why, I'm D-Mob happy. It must be the end of a 3-game week. I'm going to go 3-1 to Fulham. As I said, Football 365 and Betfair don't appear to be talking to each other. So I'll have to tell you that at time of checking this morning, that was 11 to 1. So reasonably good price. I don't know why, but I do fancy Cardiff to score in that one. 3-1 to Fulham for me. And I need your opinions on the return of Bournemouth, who had a bit of a hiatus last week. They had 2 games postponed due to inclement weather. When else do we use that term? Inclement. Get your likes in, by the way, on this stream before you tell me about 29 likes. Good. Let's get us up to 50 likes as soon as possible. Bournemouth draw Stoke. Bournemouth draw or Stoke. Will Bournemouth be rested or rusty? We have this conversation a lot on the channel as it pertains to teams that have come back from a little bit of a break. Back come Bournemouth. Will they be rested or rusty? They were in pretty good nick beforehand, weren't they? 3 wins in a row going into their short hiatus at Barnsley, against Birmingham and at Blackpool. Is Stoke a trickier opponent? I don't know. They're not playing so well at the moment. Lost to Luton in midweek state. They're 14th. Not where they would want to be, given where they have been in the previous decade or so. But hey, the longer every year passes by, the less fair it is really to sort of judge them by that standard, isn't it? Get your predictions in. Bournemouth draw Stoke, Bournemouth draw or Stoke. Let me give you some numbers on this one. I didn't give you the Fulham numbers. They were heavily in Fulham's favour. Form, Bournemouth by 11. Homes and aways, interestingly, Stoke by 4. Stoke, 6th best away team in the last 8 games. Bournemouth, 10th best home team. In terms of goals and the table, it's all on Bournemouth. They are favourites in this one. But could Michael O'Neill go there, shut up shop, clean sheet, get in and out of dodge without losing? I wonder. Bournemouth draw Stoke. Bournemouth draw Stoke. Get your predictions in. We'll see what you lot are saying in the chat. Where are we going to land here? Cancel Alex. I can definitely get behind that. Right, here we go. Bournemouth, draw. Home. There's a draw. Bournemouth. Stoke. Peter, I need you to add up yours because you're going with all the outsiders today. I need you to add up your card. It's going to be about 4 million to 1, I think, if you go the way I think you're going to keep going. Bournemouth. Draw. Bournemouth. Stephen, give it a rest. Come on. Plea to Luton fans. We love Luton. We love Luton a lot. Stop with the inferiority complex. You're really, really good. We all think you're really good, and no one's saying the things that you think they're saying. I think they may be in your head from the past years. So, yeah, let it go. Let it go. We love you, Luton fans. Stoke, Bournemouth. You need the money. There you go. Look, I am going to go with Bournemouth. Home on this one. I don't think Stoke have got enough at the moment. I'm going to go with my old friendly. I'm going to go with a 2-1. You know what I'm like on these when I'm slightly sure. There you go. 2-1 to Bournemouth in this one. You are going to get 13-2 on that. Bournemouth to beat Stoke 2-1. So I've got both of the top 2 winning somewhat predictably. But look, they're playing 14th place and 19th place, respectively. We are going to move on to Blackburn versus QPR. Again, apologies if we're struggling a bit with the connectivity today. We will leave it at that, say no more, and hope that it improves markedly. Go on, go up 1 bar. There we go. In the main, whilst we're waiting for that to go up 1 bar. More, please. Please hit the like button. 38. We're getting up to 50. Get your predictions in then. Blackburn draw QPR. How about this one? Blackburn versus QPR. I think I'm right. This is the Saturday 12:30 game, isn't it? Oh, God, this connectivity is annoying me now. Let's just go on that screen, for God's sakes. It's really, going to swear, it's pissing me off now. you pay for the good internet and it does this. There we go. We'll pop that up there and let's see if we can go more than 1 second with me on the big screen and it not dying on its backside. Excuse me for 5 seconds. Let me just press a button there. See if that does anything. Fingers crossed. Get my soldering iron out and fix it as we go. Blackburn, draw or QPR in this one. Both sides have been slipping a little bit. QPR obviously had that very useful last-minute goal in the game in the midweek against Blackpool when they were down to 10 men. The exact opposite happened to Blackburn, didn't it? As in they were a man up and they lost against Sheffield United. And I don't know, are we seeing the slip of Blackburn? They could be if it all goes wrong this weekend. Can they drop out of the playoff positions? They could if both Blades and Borough won. Get your comments in on this one. Blackburn versus QPR. Form table, QPR by 8. Homes and aways, both very good, actually, 2nd and 4th in the league. And both sides like a goal, 5th and 3rd in the table. Let's see what you lot are saying. Where are we going to land on this one? There. Here we go. QPR, draw. QPR, Rovers, draw. Blackburn, draw. 2 out of form teams, draw. Rangers, Blackburn, Rangers. We're all over the place on this one. Blackburn. Right, we've got the Desmond button now. Thank you to Simon for sending that. There is the legendary Archbishop Tutu there. So we do have the button to press now. Unbelievable scenes here. Where are we? Here. Boom. Let's just scroll through as many of these as we can. Yeah, not sure about the Chilean sensation, whether he's back or not. Don't know whether anybody knows the answer to that one. I'm with a fair few of you on this one. I am going to go for an unhelpful draw. I can't separate these two, I have to say. And Blackburn don't lose too many at home. I'm going to plug in a nice, well, helpful for me, unhelpful for both sides, a 1-1 in this one. You will get 5-1 from Betfair for that. Let's move across, and it is Birmingham versus Huddersfield. Get your comments in on Birmingham versus Huddersfield. Birmingham draw or Huddersfield. Get your thoughts in. Hit the like button as well. How many have we got now? 42 likes over on the other screen. Yeah, that like button. See if it gets up to 50. But get your predictions in. Birmingham draw or Huddersfield. Huddersfield continue to surpass many people's expectations, including my own. They've been fantastic. And contrary to what some people may hear you believe, it is a compliment to believe that somebody is outperforming your expectations for them. Can never be a negative, can it really? As long as those expectations are reasonable, which, if you understand, we do this job each and every year. They probably will be. Then we're doing okay, aren't we? Birmingham lost to Reading, but created chances. I do like the Birmingham front three, but the worry is for Birmingham, they haven't got any defenders at the moment, have they? I think it was fullbacks at centre-back and wingers at fullbacks to make up the back four against Reading, and they went under 2-1 in the midweek. Let me give you the numbers. Huddersfield by 14 in the form table. In the homes and aways, Huddersfield by 12. Birmingham in the bottom six for goals conceded. 14 places difference in the table. Get your predictions in. Blues, draw, or Huddersfield. I think there's some kind of Peaky Blinders type promotion going on in this game as well. Where are we going to land here? Who's going first? I think Humpty. There you go. Huddersfield, Birmingham, Huddersfield. Draw. Birmingham. Is it a joker? I think it might be. Let's click on as many of these. A Neil Buchanan shaped draw, like from Art Attack. There we go. Draw. Desmond, Huddersfield. The train rolls on. There we go. Hopefully we've got all your predictions in there, or at least up on the screen for more than a tenth of a second. There are lots to do on this show. I've gone for a big silly one here, I have to say. Away! Apologies, Birmingham fans. I think the lack of defenders is going to be prohibitive for Birmingham. And I think we're going to get goals. I've gone for a 33-1 shot on this one because I like the Birmingham front three of Bacuna, Hernandez and Taylor. But Huddersfield are just winning at the moment. What do you think of that? Birmingham 2, Huddersfield 3. Betfair don't think very much of it because they're going to be 33-1 for it. They're going to take my money all day long. But we've got to have a fun one in there, haven't we? Birmingham 2, Huddersfield 3. Check that out over on Betfair. Please gamble responsibly. Of course, 46 likes. Unbelievable, C's. Hit the like button. Gets up and over 50, guys. Dare I say it? Touch wood. I think the internet sorted itself out. It'll go wrong now I've said that. Straight away. Speaking of going wrong, it's not going very wrong for either of these two teams. Get your predictions in for Millwall versus Sheffield United. And Sheffield United, we can say exactly what we just said about Huddersfield a minute ago. They are in that mode of just winning. Whatever the situation, red card, penalty conceded, centre back on to defend, ends up scoring the winner in the 92nd minute. The Blades are the form team in the Championship at the moment. But Millwall have won their last 3 games, haven't they? And a nice Gary Rowett streak up into 12th position. Can they get themselves back into the top 10? Well, they have been twice since promoted. Excellent work from Millwall, surpassing expectations of a League One team. Yes, it's a great compliment. If you're a League One team that comes up, you get in that top half. You are doing really, really well. It has to be said. Get your predictions in, please, guys. Millwall, draw, or Sheffield United in this one. Millwall, draw, or Sheffield United. Let me give you the numbers. Form table, Blades, top. First against 10th there. Homes and aways, interesting. Sheffield United, second best away team in the last 8 games. Millwall, 6th best home team. So 2 teams in form geographically here. Not much to write home about in terms of goals for and against. Sheffield United, 5th fewest goals conceded. Millwall don't score many, 20th in that particular table. And Blades into the playoff position, 6 places higher than Millwall in the table, if you trust that. Very ultimate metric. Get your predictions in. Millwall, draw, Sheffield United. I'm going to have a look at them right now. Where are we going to start? Let's start here. Mill. Oh, there's the 0-0. Right, can I bring up my 0-0 button? There we go. From Archbishop Tutu to Warney and Dyche. You love to see it. Right, here we go. Blades, draw, Mill. A couple of 0-0s being played on this. Mill, Blades, draw. Blades, Mill, draw, Blades, draw, Blades, draw, Blades, Mill. We're all over the place with this. I'm going to click on as many of your predictions as I possibly can. Any ridiculous ones, I'm just going to skip them out. Not many games end 7-0, Chris, especially when Gary Rowett's the manager. So, yes, indeed. What do I think? I think it's going to be tight. I think Rowett's going to be nicely set up. I don't think there's going to be many goals, but I'm going with the momentum. So apologies to all my lovely Millwall friends, but away. I think the Blades are going to squeak this and they are going to keep winning and pushing not just into those playoff positions, but possibly up towards the top 4. I've got Huddersfield winning. What did I say about QPR? I've got QPR drawing, so they would close up if my predictions, which, come on, let's be honest, rarely they do, but if my predictions are anything to go by, let's go for a 1-0 to Sheffield United. Apologies, you can't see the odds there. A bit of a glitch in the matrix today, but I can tell you from looking at it earlier, that was 11-2. So Betfair like it there. Please gamble responsibly if you fancy that one. Before we go on to the next one, please do hit that like button. 51 unbelievable scenes. 51 likes. Let's see if you can get us up to 100. And we are going to talk about Barnsley versus Middlesbrough. Get your predictions in. Tykes, draw. Borough, Barnsley, draw, or Middlesbrough. Little renaissance for Barnsley, but Middlesbrough are good, tough opponents, aren't they? Borough, tit for tat with Sheffield United. One goes higher, one goes lower. Switch around. That's what happened this midweek. Sheffield United called and Middlesbrough called and Sheffield United responded. They're having a good go. What price? a Blades facing their ex-manager Chris Wilder in the playoffs at some point in the semis or the final. I wonder. So, yeah, Middlesbrough are looking decent. They bounced back from that defeat against Bristol City. And if you look at the last 5 games, there's still 10 points on the board. They are setting a good pace and have done so pretty much. I know he lost his first game, didn't he? But ever since Chris Wilder walked into the door, maybe he didn't lose his first game, but he lost at home to Preston, didn't he? One of his first games anyway. Sure, someone will correct me in the chat. They always do. Barnsley, of course, are bottom. And, hey, so 3 games ago, we were talking about them possibly being one of the worst championship teams ever when they were on 14 points from 29 games. They've got 6 points in the last 3 games. And you would have to say they beat QPR at home. And if you believe the league table, QPR are better than Middlesbrough, but it doesn't always work particularly like that, does it? Get your thoughts in on this one. Then Barnsley draw, Borough, Barnsley draw or Borough. Numbers, form table, Middlesbrough by 19. Homes and aways, Middlesbrough aren't that great away from home. 13th best in the league over the past 8 games. Middlesbrough have a good defence. Barnsley don't have a good attack or a defence. Good defence indeed. And in the table, there are 17 places difference. Get your predictions in. Where are we going to land on this one? Right, here we go. Borough, 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 Borough. Draw, Borough, Borough, Borough. Barnsley, Borough, 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 Borough. Draw, Borough, 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 Borough. So not much love for Barnsley. There you go, Mr. E. Something's starting to click. Maybe indeed. We will see. Is there a pretty good in there? I'm always going to read that. We can talk about Kirby in the Q&A at the end. Absolutely, 100%. So look, as you can imagine, most of you behind Borough, according to the form and the league table, that sounds quite a sensible call. So I will go with that. Apologies to Barnsley fans. Back to losing ways, but away. I don't think there'll be a great deal in it. And do you know what? I actually quite fancy Barnsley to score now with Bassey and Keener and Morris in a front 3. I think they will improve their not very good goal scoring record. Where are they for goals? 19th. Okay, not them. Oh, no, 24th. Yeah, fewest goals scored in the league for Barnsley. But let's go. Did I already hit the... I think I already said, didn't I? Oh, wow. I'll do it again. There you go. I'm going to go for a 2-1. So I love a 2-1, don't I? We'll go for a Middlesbrough win in this one. Where is it? It's up there. Again, apologies. You won't see the odds up on the Football 365 predictor. More glitches than the Matrix there, I think. You'll get 7-1. That sounds quite good value, actually. I expected that to be a bit lower at 2-1. Maybe it's because I've got Barnsley scoring. But there you go. Right, onwards and upwards, and it is, well, onwards and downwards, as always in this. Luton versus Derby. Get your predictions in. Luton draw, Derby. Luton draw or Derby. Luton won. Again, 8 wins in 12 for Luton. And in the Nathan Jones Derby, excellent win for the Hatters against Stoke in midweek. Derby had a really bad midweek, didn't they? Because Reading have lost 2 consecutive games, and that gap has now moved to 8 points. Difficult. And Luton 4 wins in 5 and good at the Kenny as well. Get your predictions in here. Luton draw, Derby, Luton draw, or Derby. The numbers tell us. I think Tom Lawrence back? He was only out for 1 game suspension, or is it more than that? I can't think. So in the form table, Luton by 9. Homes and aways, Luton by 8. Luton are in the top 4 for goals scored. Derby are in the bottom 3. And Derby's defence has just regressed now. We normally, for the most part during the season, we praise the Derby defensive numbers. But not many clean sheets. And there was obviously that 4 against Middlesbrough recently, wasn't it? In the table... it's not much point mentioning the table when a team's got a 21-point deduction. It doesn't really tell us a hell of a lot. But Luton being in 8th is excellent for the Hatters. Brilliant stuff for them. Let's have a look in the chat here. Where are we starting? Let's start here. Right. Luton. Don't know what that means. Luton. Desmond, draw. Luton. There's one for Darby. Let's click on as many of these as we can. Darby 1-0 with the Joker. Yes. I think speaks a Huddersfield fan. Can someone make sure Ben goes and unlocks the gate and back door before 2 p.m.? Oh God, there's an instruction. Do you know? I think they're both all right, Shaylee. But yeah, you phone me if there's a problem. We'll be done before 2. I tell you. What do we think on this one? I think Reading might have sucked the air a little bit out of Derby's lungs there, and Derby are better at home than they are away. Luton are good at home, so I'm going to go with Luton. Home. It will be 9 wins in 13. It's still going to be a tough task for Luton to get into the playoffs, I think, but they are doing fantastically given their spend and where they are coming from. And please, Luton fans, do not, well, it's one Luton fan in particular in our chat, isn't it? Do not misinterpret that as an insult. That's on you, not me. Luton 1, Derby 0. I am going for 9-2. You will get from Betfair. For that one. Please gamble responsibly and please hit the like button. Are we closing in now? 59 likes. Can we get up to 75? I wonder. Coventry versus Preston. Get your predictions in, please. Coventry versus Preston. Coventry draw, Preston. Coventry draw or Preston. These will be 2 of the sides when you look at them, 9th and 13th, where the fans of these teams will look optimistically at the distance from the playoffs. But, yeah, I don't want to be the guy talking about Santa and the Tooth Fairy, but I think there's a lot of myths about teams coming from way back and getting into the playoffs. It doesn't happen as often as people would imagine it actually does in reality. But I think Coventry, excellent again. I'll say the same thing I said about Luton. Steady progress. League One team a couple of years ago, 9th in the table, and the Coventry fans are telling me they're not playing that well, and they've won 3 in the last 4, so can't be bad, can it? For Preston, they've improved under Ryan Lowe, but a little bit of a drop-off in the last 4 games, 5 points in the last 4. If you want to rise up the table, it will need to be a little bit more speedy than that. Get your predictions in, guys. Coventry draw or Preston, Coventry draw or Preston. It's tight, actually. Form table, Preston by 2. Homes and aways. This is interesting, actually. Preston by 15. And Coventry's home form, 18th over the last 8 games. That surprised me, actually, because they were so good at home earlier in the season, weren't they? Goals for and against, nothing to write home about. Tight. What do you think? Coventry draw or Preston in this one? Where shall we land on here? There, draw. Lots of hellos for Shaylee needed. Excellent. Haven't beaten Preston since 2007. Woof. There we go. Draw, Cov. Preston, Cov back in a bit of form. Yeah, what we'll say about Coventry as well. Key players playing well. Gilchrist, Hamer, O'Hare, I think all playing well at the same time now, I would suggest. Draw. A couple of 2-1s in here. Let's click on as many of these as we possibly can. Preston are a bit of a bogey team. That's coming up from a few people. Bogey team alert here. Let's click on all of these as well. A last-minute goal. Yeah, that has been the case a lot for Coventry, hasn't it? There you go. 3-3 and a 3-2. Goals. Woof. There you go. I think we've got everybody's calls in there. I tend to agree with the commenter. Who was it who said that? True Sky Blue. Maybe he's got more invested interest looking at his name than me. I think Coventry could win late on, actually. He's stolen my thunder a little bit with that suggestion. Home! I'm going to go for a home win. I'm going to go for my friendly 2-1er, but I can imagine Coventry winning late on. That has been the case, hasn't it? So you'll get 2-1 from me, and from Betfair, you'll get 15-2 on that one. 15-2. Please gamble responsibly. BeGambleAware.org. 18+ only. Only bet what you can afford. Please hit that like button. 68 likes. Come on, get us up to 75 as we move on to Nottingham Forest versus Bristol City. Forest drew 0-0 in midweek, and obviously they were postponed. Let's not talk too much about that. That seems to have been squabbled about enough since it happened last Friday. So Forest are a game behind. Obviously haven't scored for a while, because they drew 0-0 in the week at Preston. Bristol City are as mad as a box of frogs, aren't they? You can trust Nottingham Forest in terms of what you're going to get. Bristol City, I don't know. If it was 3-0 to Forest, I wouldn't be surprised. If it was 3-0 to Bristol City, I wouldn't be surprised. Bristol City score a lot of goals, but their defence is not good. In fact, Bristol City, 22nd in terms of goals conceded, 4th in terms of goals scored. A wild disparity between their attack and defence, says the numbers. Get your predictions in. Forest, draw. Bristol City, Tricky Trees, draw, or Robins in this one. The numbers say form table, Forest by 8, homes and aways, Forest by 19. Bristol City are not good away from home, but who knows what you're going to get. As I said, Bristol City are good going forward. Semenyo, Martin, Vyman, all doing well. Forest have a good defence. Can they shut them out? In the table, 10th and 16th. What do you guys think? I wonder. Let's have a little looky in here. Right, Forest, draw. Forest. 0-0 with Bristol City. You never know. Let's click on all of these. As many as we can. There we go. Vyman scores, but they lose. Yeah, that's how to sum up Bristol City's season, isn't it? There we go. I think Craig at the end there might have stolen my thunder, because I haven't played my joker yet, even though I had a 33-1, didn't I? Out comes my joker, not on an away win, but a draw in this one. And I'm going to play 3 cards all at once. How about that? Unbelievable scenes here in the preview show. I'm playing my joker, I'm playing a draw, and I'm playing the Desmond. I haven't played one today. So let's go for a 2-2. Some weirdness from Bristol City where Forest will probably take the lead, look comfortable. Then Bristol City will score 2 goals out of nowhere from good forward play. And then Forest will equalise towards the end or something like that. Hey, if you believe that, you believe anything. But that's what I'm going for. Forest and Bristol City 2-2. It's a joker, so we're expecting big odds. Yeah, 13-1. Doesn't quite trump my 33-1 on Huddersfield to win 3-2 at Birmingham. What are you going to do, hey? Right, here we go. Now, don't fall asleep, everybody, but it's West Brom on TV again on Monday night. West Brom draw or Swansea? West Brom draw or Swansea? I'm just going to press this button now because I know exactly what the chat is about to fill up with. West Brom have stunk out the TV games recently, and we had some very disgruntled patrons, didn't we, watching the watch-along West Brom Blackburn. It wasn't very entertaining, was it? And it ended 0-0. We had fun. We had a good chat. We played the CV game, but not a lot happened in the game. Brucey is struggling for West Brom, but then so is Russ Martin with Swansea. If anything, it skews more towards a home win for me, really, given Swansea's struggles at the moment. Swansea, patchy, but West Brom just can't buy a win at the moment. And they've dropped to 11th position. They are 7 points off the playoffs. West Brom, a year 1 parachute team, of course. The other 2 year 1 parachute teams are 1st and 6th now. So they are letting the big bucks boys down, aren't they? Get your predictions in. West Brom, draw or Swansea. In the form table, wow. West Brom are 23rd in the form table. Only Peterborough worse than West Brom over the last 8 games. Homes and aways, West Brom by 5, but nothing to write home about. And neither side like a goal. West Brom 20th for goals scored. Swansea 21st. So I'm going to do something I don't do very often. I'm going to go ahead of the chat, but I will read your predictions. Draw! And I'm going to go for a 0-0. I'm almost doing it to tempt it into having some goals. But yes, I do steadfastly believe that my predictions have absolutely no influence on what happens in the game. Put it that way, but 0-0. I won't do anything on the screen, and I will have to inform you because the predictor game is not telling us that. It's fairly long, actually. It's 15-2. I thought it would be 5-1 or 9-2. But there you go. Maybe Betfair knows something we don't. Please gamble responsibly. 15-2 on that. Let's just get some predictions and see what you guys are saying in the chat. Where shall we go? Stream the Swans. I'm a Swansea supporter. Callum, you can support by Super Chat now. I will stream the Swans, I think, on Monday night. We'll see how we go. Right. Where are we starting with this one and your predictions? Baggies, Swans, 0-0, 0-0, 0-0. Baggies, 0-0. Draw. Playing my Brucey card, David. You love to see it. I'm a degenerate. How long has it taken to me to clock the Desmond joke? Well, they used to have that on Soccer Saturday. And we, of course, with all due respect to the late, great Archbishop Tutu as well. 0-0, TV off. Get on the super stream, Marcus, if we are here. There we go. Let's get as many of these as we can. A low in confidence, 1-0 S-House from Hamza. By the way, Hamza's joined a few of the guys in the chat on the Benjamin Bloom Discord server now, which is exclusive to Patreon members. Join up, patreon.com. You can find Dave there and Mike as well. Unbelievable scenes. So inconsistent. Would take a 1-0 win. Well, West Brom are bad. Amy, West Brom are bad. So is Swansea at the moment as well. You know, my dear, though. Beyond shocked. 7 losses in a row. Reading have better form than West Brom. They haven't. Yeah, I'm doing an 8-game form table, Cameron. They've won 2 on the trot, so... there we go. Neil. Right. Some disparaging comments about poor old Brucey. There you go. But right, 2 to go. Blackpool versus Reading. Get your predictions in. Blackpool, draw, or Reading. Blackpool, draw, or Reading. How do you see this one going? And I'm going to do Crichton from Red Dwarf. Smug mode engage. I told you, didn't I, what Swift and Zhao would do if they played about 5 games together. And Derby fans will want to see Swift and Zhao broken up as quickly as they can in terms of Reading. Not that we wish injury on any player, of course, but they are doing the business. And Reading are now 8 points clear of the bottom 3. Derby, if they're going to do the great escape, have really got to keep on moving. And I wonder, might they have to catch Hull or Cardiff instead of Reading if Swift and Zhao keep playing? We may be in the realms of the ridiculous here, but who knows? Blackpool draw or Reading, Blackpool draw or Reading. I was quite surprised when I looked at Blackpool. 2 points in the last 4 games because they'd been on a good run. I think they'd had 10 from 4, maybe overlapping that. But I don't know. Ince is in at Reading. I'm not saying Paul Ince is the second coming of Sir Bobby Robson, but it's a new face and things have gone stale under Paunovic. And if Maite's on the bench and Zhao's there and Swift's there and Ijari is coming back, I think there's goals in that Reading team. I really do, that weren't there on those 7 defeats on the bounce that I think Cameron was just mentioning there in the chat. Get your predictions in. Blackpool draw, Reading, Blackpool draw or Reading. Let me give you some numbers. In the form, Blackpool by 8. Homes and aways, Reading by 3. Interesting. I thought Blackpool's home record was better than that. In terms of goals, it's conceded for Reading. That's the issue. They are second most conceded in the division. In the table, Blackpool by 6, but again, we have to factor in a 6-point deduction for Reading that would, well, only put them up one place, would be Blackpool by 5. There you go. Factored. Right, let's get some predictions in from you lot. Blackpool draw or Reading? Blackpool draw or Reading? Charlotte missed the Desmond joke as well. Dearie me. Come on, you lot. I thought that was well in the football vernacular, that one, but there we go. Well admitted, Charlotte and whoever it was in the chat who that joke wasn't quite landing with. But there we go. Right. Paul. Draw. Desmond, Paul, Reading, Paul, draw. Paul, Reading, Paul, draw. Very much an Derby. Smug mode engaged. Yeah, doesn't take much for me to get into smug mode, does it, Dave? Hey, Incy going back to Blackpool. Ramen out for 6 weeks as well. God, they can't. Some Red Dwarf watchers in the chat by the sound of it. Let's click on as many of these as we can. Apologies if I don't read out all of them, but they are very, very much appreciated, all of them. As are your likes. How many are we up to? 77. Come on, let's get as close towards 100 as the stream rolls on. You want a prediction for me? I cannot get past Lucas Zhao and John Swift. I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. I think they're way better than being 4th bottom in the division. So it's a double joker week, everybody. Wow. Away. A double joker week from me. I'm going to go for Reading. Why? Why the hell not? No, why? Swift and Zhao at the moment. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 to Reading. Sue me. What are you going to do? I don't care. Blackpool 1, Reading 2. Sorry, Pool fans, but I don't know. I fancy the narrative of 3 straight wins for Reading and Swift and Zhao to keep notching the goals and assists. I'm sure that one will go down like a fart in church in the chat. But there you go. Double joker from me this week, 11-1 from Betfair. Please gamble responsibly on that one. And I'm going to preempt all you lot. And before I even say Peterborough versus Hull, I'm going to say new manager, bounce, bounce. Come on, bounce. I said, come on, bounce. Peterborough versus Hull. And Grant McCann is back. And of course, his first game will be against his old club. Now, Mike in the chat, I think, might have seen Barry Fry and Grant McCann on Wednesday night when we were down at Fulham because they were there. I saw Peterborough on Wednesday, but I can't really offer you anything because they'd literally turned up with an interim manager to basically keep the scoreline down as low as they could. Ended up going home 2-1, so it was kind of mission accomplished in terms of not getting battered by Fulham, which they could have if Fulham had taken all their chances in the second half. So, look, Peterborough, will we get the new manager bounce? I don't know. Does it exist? I don't know. But Grant McCann is back and Hull are not playing very well. And the game is at Peterborough as well. So I don't know. Is there any mileage in the bounce for this one? If you're going to believe in the bounce, Brucey didn't get it, did he? Brucey doesn't bounce. Does Grant McCann? I wonder. Posh, draw, Tigers, Peterborough, draw, or Hull. Give me your thoughts in the chat. Numbers, as you can imagine, a lot of red down there on this one. So Hull in the table by 5. Sorry, in the form table by 5. Posh, worst team in the league, hence why Darren Ferguson resigned. Homes and aways, Hull by 8. Peterborough's home form dropped off as well. That was the only thing that was really keeping them anyway competitive. And yeah, just a big red splurge. Peterborough 23rd for both goals scored and conceded. Hull 22nd for goals scored. And in the table by 3, both sides in the bottom 5. What I will say is it is the reverse of that Posh Cardiff game a few weeks ago where we were saying, Cardiff win and the gap goes in. I don't know. Can Peterborough close the gap up a little bit? I mean, it would still be a whopping, as they go to 20, still be a whopping 10 points. But you never know. Let's have a look at your predictions here. Peterborough, draw, or Hull. Where shall we go in with this one? Let's go in with Peter. Posh. Smeghead. Thank you, Nat. You're welcome. Right. Posh. Posh. 0-0. Draw. Posh. 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 I might be correct. About what? I talk a lot, Gunnar. Posh. Hull. Posh. Draw. Posh. Hull. Bruce deflates. Hull have a better together team. Maybe. Haven't been winning, have they? Posh, dreadful. Yeah, I know what you mean, Mike. It is a different context now than Wednesday night. Fulham away is very, very different, isn't it, than Hull at home against your old club, I guess, isn't it? What else have we got here? Posh, there we go. Look, you lot love the new manager bounce, so I'm going to go with the new manager. I'm going to go with Grant McCann bouncing home. Not much in it, though. I'll go for a 1-0 on the basis. Neither side are particularly good going forward. And I am purely just going on the new manager bounce with no logic whatsoever. Right, there are my predictions for the round. We're going to get into some Q&A. So get your topics in. Apparently, I've got to go and open the gate and open the back door as well before 2 p.m. I have had my instructions here. 80 likes. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's see if you can get a few more likes in on here. Get us towards 100. Right, let me give you a roundup of my predictions. You can see them all on the screen. Again, apologies. Any technical difficulties. We have internet problems. And the bloody predictor isn't showing the odds either. So, right, I've got Blackburn and QPR drawing. I've got Borough beating Barnsley. I've got Huddersfield beating Birmingham. I've got Reading beating Blackpool. I've got Bournemouth beating Stoke, Coventry beating Preston, Luton beating Derby, Blades beating Lions. I've got Forest and Robins drawing. I've got Posh beating Hull. I've got Fulham beating Cardiff. I have got West Brom and Swans drawing 0-0. You're going to go over to Football 365, tap them all in, hit confirm. You've got to sign up with your email address. Get involved. Get yourself on the leaderboard. You can see how terrible I am and how few of my predictions come in. Actually, I'm climbing up, but more on the basis that I actually have to do it every week. And other people maybe miss their predictions. Right. Let's do some Q&A and see if we can get up to 188 likes. Right, we're going to do it. We are going to do it. Right, where are we going to land? My Reading... Yeah, maybe. Right, where are we landing? Any questions? What is the Discord? It's basically like a chat, but we can do roundtables and actually all talk audibly on there. So do get involved in the Patreon if you want to get on the Discord there. Lucy, best championship team I've ever seen. These are difficult questions, Lucy, because recency bias is a thing and football improves and progresses, doesn't it? I think things changed in 18-19 after Nuno's Wolves. I think we started to see with Bielsa and Wilder and Farker some really good football get played, even Lampard's Derby as well. One of those 18-19 teams, I think that was a great season, wasn't it? Of course, in terms of points, Reading 2006-07 was incredible. I'm not commenting on the Russians today. I don't know. We'll leave that one. Favourite Red Dwarf episode? Anyone with Dwayne Dibley in, I suspect. Stephen, Chelsea in the League Cup final on Sunday. If Liverpool could win, Luton take advantage under the Kenny lights. Maybe we will all be watching in the FA Cup. Is it midweek? Next midweek, the FA Cup. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to the League Cup. We'll probably watch along Liverpool versus Chelsea as well. Only one team has ever survived in the Premier League after winning one of the first 21 games. Are Burnley now in Great Escape territory? Yes, I think they are if they do it. But Newcastle might take some catching now, and Everton have got a new manager in. So who knows? Do I think with the upturn in form from some of the bottom four that they'll bring others into it? I don't know, JC. I don't know. The gap is still big, isn't it? And I call it snail racing for a reason. It's a long way to Hull, isn't it? Hull are on 34. They've got 12 games to go. Even if Hull really are terrible and score 0.6 points, 0.5 points per game for the rest of the season, they'll finish on 40 points, which would mean Derby would need to score 20 points from their remaining 13 games. Are they going to do that? That's over 1.5, isn't it? I don't know. I still think it's a bottom four, but I will reserve judgment if we do get a surge. I promise I will. Can Ipswich sneak in the 6? I don't think so. I think we've got Nat in the chat. I'd have more money on Sheffield Wednesday than I would on Ipswich in the League One top 6. Marcus, how was it watching the Fulham? Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it, Marcus. They're way better than everybody else, aren't they? And really aggressive in terms of how high up the pitch. Very strong attacking team. Okay, they've got the parachute payments and a really good squad, but they're a really good watch, Fulham. And yeah, I'm sure their fans have had fun watching that this season. Who do you reckon is getting into the playoffs and winning it this season? Crikey, James. I'll do a full video on that and we'll go into detail and really look at opponents and stats and whatnot. David, you legend. Guess how old? I'm not going to do that. Yeah, 21, I think someone said. Yeah. Thank you very much for the £2 super chat, though, David. And happy birthday. Favourite ever football shirt? 1982 England. And that's Paul Mariner, Mick Mills. Paul Mariner, you can see him up on the wall there wearing those. Do you think there'll be a high tide in the top 6 race? Yes. Do you know what I do? I think we could get the table that looks like 2019-20, where Leeds were 10 points clear and then quite squidgy 2, 3, 4. And then maybe, I don't know. Look, you've got Middlesbrough and Luton are 7th and 8th. They've got 14 games to go, both of them. Where's my phone? Let me do a real basic bit of maths. Let me give Luton 1.5 points per game. They might even get more than that. 1.5 times 14, 21. And Luton would have 72, and they're 8th. So maybe it'll be more like mid-70s than low 70s to get 6th. But you never know. Anir, how's Mr. Backinson getting on? Okay. Not amazing, Anir. I think he'll play tomorrow because Lee Evans is injured and because Morecambe are good physically. He's not tearing the place down, but I think it will do him good to play with Sammy Morsey, and I think he'll go back in a better place, I think. I like him very much, but nothing incredible yet. He did score. Well, he scored a tap in, didn't he? But there you go. Any more? I think the answer is 1 minute past midnight, Alex, to that one. There you go. Can I remember Alan Billy playing for Cambridge? I cannot. There you go. Hannah, she's written to me on Facebook. I beg your pardon if I haven't seen it yet. I'll try my best to reply, of course. If any of you do DM me or message me on Facebook, I'll try my best to reply. I get lots of those, of course. Which club would you like to see in the Championship, not Ipswich? I mean, from a channel point of view, as big as possible. So it was lovely when Leeds were here and Villa were here. So maybe Sunderland might be nice. But hey, look, Sheffield Wednesday again. May the best team win. God, Newcastle would have been nice, but that ain't going to happen as well. Liverpool or Man City for the title. I still think Man City will win the title. But I can see Liverpool being within 2 or 3 points by the end of the season. We can go down to the last couple of games. And I think both sides are going to be over 90 points again, aren't they? It'd be ridiculous. Pep was right when he said you have to get 95 this season for sure. Who was the worst ever Ipswich player in the... there was a guy, Eugene, called Ulrich Le Pen, who was a French winger who I think we paid like 2 million quid for him or something ridiculous. He came on as a sub, kicked the bottom of Michael Rickett's foot in his first challenge and never played again. It was one of the worst wastes of money, bless him, because he got injured, I will ever see. Yes, we will do the Carabao Cup final. So join me. Maybe we'll go in early for that, about 4:00, which should be good. Everton would be nice, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah. When am I visiting Wales next? I'm going to see our friend Mike over in Wales, I think. But I don't know. Do you know what? It was really nice to get to a game, and it felt like we can start adding in some midweek. Obviously, we're committed to the Super Stream now here on Saturdays in the channel. But it did feel like we can get back to some Tuesday night games because you guys have been very supportive of the vlog I did for that. So, yeah, maybe we'll get down to Cardiff or Swansea for a game anytime soon. Right. How many likes did we get? Last 98. Right, come on. Here's the last plea. 2 people in the chat. 2 people now. If you haven't hit like already, hit like. Just get us over 100 before we finish. I'll say a big thank you, as usual, to Betfair and to Football 365. And also to the Donovan. It's gone up to 99, by the way. 1 person hit the like. There we go, 103. Well done. Champions League form from you lot. Outstanding. Thank you to the Donovans. Apologies, boys, as well. I didn't do it in the first bit quite so soon. If anyone's saying nice things before we go, don't forget to let Shaq. Good point. I'll do it immediately. I think she's gone out with a buggy, hasn't she? Anyone saying nice things, I'll click them up in the chat. I'll try and get a pre-record done for this evening, but I'm going to spend the evening with Shaylee and Enid tonight. And we'll be back with the Super Stream tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for... do you know what? Let's read out some nice things because you lot are so lovely. Jonathan, tips to deal with being nervous about. Jonathan, DM me about that. I can talk to you about that from performing days. I'll happily... Or benjaminbloommusic@gmail.com. I'll happily talk to you about that, Jonathan, because I've been tutored in that. What have we got here? Dave, channel legend. He's a good lad. He's on the Patreon as well. Irene, legend. Stephen, legend, even though we go back and forth. Stephen, love your Luton. No one's looking down their nose at, and we all think you're brilliant, by the way. Still gigging now and then. Backdoor and Gate. Thank you, Chris. Chris, get on the Discord. I've sent you the link on your Twitter DMs. Check your DMs, buddy. Hamza, Eugene, Claire winding me up about Wales, Annie, legend, David, and David, happy birthday as well. Happy birthday from everybody. Backdoor and gate, thank you, everybody. Yes, I'm on it. Marcus, Kelly, yeah, with some Ukraine flags. Guys, you know my policy about political events. I tend not to talk about them, but I think you'll all understand that my views are very anti-war, of course. So, yeah, scary moments. Wayne, Alex, Alistair, see you for the super stream. Hey, you legend, Stephen. You're all right. Nat, Humpty, Jack, Lucy. Right. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to go and unlock the back door in the gate like I've been instructed. And this lovely big over and out from me. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.